Joe, bring up let's talk about give the backstory of the Tessa.
So as I'm pulling it up here, the night before Tessa was to wrestle for the Impact Championship against Sami Callihan on pay-per-view, she tweeted it was because I'm scrolling through the article now, but it said something like, "See what happens when women support women. It's cool stuff." Like, so immediately, and I'm looking here at the article, Chelsea Green, Allison Kay, Black Rose, and Shanna, I don't know who that is, but pouring in serious criticisms and accusations about Tessa spitting in a black woman's face and calling her the N-word, and allegations of bullying and holding people down backstage, and basically just being a fucking bitch. It seems like most of the accusations are you were a fucking bitch to me, you know? But this, of course, the most serious one was the one about the racism.
All right.
And the spitting.
So Conan, what have you always said about the women in your locker room?
Oh, bro, you can have like 3 women in the locker room and they're way more trouble than 30 guys.
Combined.
Right, combined.
And it's like, and it's because of stuff like this. You know, it's like, bro, this shit is so petty. It's like, where were they? How come nobody said anything? You know, here's Tessa Blanchard. You know, everybody's talking about the women's movement, you know, women's wrestling. And here's Tessa, who's obviously probably one of the top 2 women workers in the business today. 2 or 3. I mean, would we agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. And she's getting ready for the biggest match that women's wrestling's ever had, basically, because it's like for what it means. She's going to wrestle a guy for the title, you know, and like she tweets out a positive thing, and like just typical of social media these days, and just, you know, what does everybody have to do? You got to throw a wet blanket on something, you know. My whole thing on this is this comes across to me as a jealousy. I don't know the story behind these girls, but Tessa is head and shoulders above most of these girls that are criticizing her, and it comes across as like they're, you know, this sounds like jealousy the way I read it. Okay, now secondly, the thing with the racism thing is true. Do we have anything more than one person's eyewitness account of what happened, and is she denying it?
The person. I don't know I don't know her name, unfortunately.
Black Rose, right? That's this girl's name?
Yeah, she's a Puerto Rican girl. I know.
Okay, so she's claiming this.
She said that happened, but then there was another eyewitness came out recently and said that those two had a relationship, Tessa and her, where they used that word to each other, like friendly-wise. That's just you know what I mean? Some people in certain, you know, like Conan's talked about it, and, you know, with certain people he can say it and whatever. So that's what she said to her, like, what's the problem, and that's what people heard, and then she spit on Tessa first in this version of the story, and Tessa spit back. That's another version. So yeah,
and
so
of course, so I'd like to know exactly what happened. I'd like the facts on that, and if there's any eyewitnesses, if there's one person, if it's a he said it's a she said, basically, right?
Yeah. So the build was obviously for her to wrestle Callihan for the belt and win it, right? Would you guys have changed the result of the match due to all this? No,
I'm not. I'm glad I would never give into the Twitter mob. You kidding me? You know, unless there's proof, come on, that's not how you do. This shows like how when you try and let the Twitter mob decide things, it's just they're not usually on the right side, you know. So
it's true.
I don't know.
Here is the thing on this though, but the timing seems very suspicious.
Right.
If this is not true, all those girls are really going to look bad, and they owe her a public apology. If any of this is true on Tessa's part, she just needs to apologize, because she's going to get dogged by this for a long time. Because that's the thing now, you know. Let's just find anything anybody did, and you dog them until they bend. And let
me tell you something, too.
Yeah.
When I hear bullying in the locker room, that's like so 2020.
No, bro.
You know,
No. That is 2020, but here's a problem. It's an actual thing, bro, because we've talked about this, and it is an actual thing because you've seen it, and I live it every fucking day in the locker rooms. This generation is very, very sensitive, overly sensitive. You've got to watch how you talk to them. They take everything the wrong way. There's, you know, bro, I've told people stuff, and they're almost crying. I'm like, really, bro? That really? You're gonna cry over that? It's like, come on. Oh, it's the majority, not all of them, but the majority. Yeah, very sensitive, man.